Today's pretty much a normal day, but I'm going to make it a little bit different for this story, and we're going to upload this to YouTube, so we'll talk a little bit about how I do these stories, what they're for, and what I've learned in the last 100 days. Before I get into all of that, before I get into like the meat and potatoes of what I just said I was going to talk about, still have a normal day. All right, gonna hop in the pool and then get to work. A really fast and intense swim workout. So Instagram. Why did I choose Instagram? Kind of natural, actually. So already using it. For some reason, I'm pretty motivated by streaks. Right now I'm on a 263-day Duolingo streak. I had a workout streak that lasted for 303 days, which might not be a good thing, but there were some recovery days. It's a different story. My longest streak has been kind of documenting my days. Started back in 2014. It started back on paper. It slowly morphed into electronic form and then quickly turned into these Instagram stories. So that's been going on for, it's been going on for a while, but I officially started with episode 1, and that's when I took my regular Fuji camera. And then it just slowly kind of built from there. After 1, I had to do 2, and then the streak motivation kicked in and I couldn't stop. And I just kept getting more and more content, more comfortable with the editing process, and kind of driven by learning. And so now at 100, where does that leave me? Laptop's back. It's been like a month and I finally got it back. Just like you got it from Apple. Ta-da! It's been so long. Unfortunately, it's completely erased, so I have to fix that. I don't have time today. Thanks. As this was kind of a learning process, I really like the fact that, and I still really like the fact that the stories expire after 24 hours. Doing something daily is not easy, so not every day is good. So if I upload one that sucks, it's gone in 24 hours, and hopefully not that many people saw it. And to the same token, there's no permanent comments saying how much it sucks. That made Instagram a really easy barrier to entry. Okay, let's get home. Why I've been doing these stories and vlogs is just for documentation, right? Just to capture Kyo as he grows up. And in the last 100 days, I've already been able to capture so many firsts, just having the camera ready all the time. And right next to me, being able to catch the first time he crawls and walk. I mean, even though it's in the same week. A lot of firsts and a lot of funny faces. It's really been great for that. You know, I took a lot of photos before, but being able to kind of distill things down into those key moments has been really great, you know, just for personal stuff, but also to share with you guys. I want to be able to share my training. I want to be able to share my races. I want to be able to share like my day-to-day life. And that's part of the challenge, right? Like I have a desk job and I stare at the computer all day long. So there's been so many days where I just work from home staring at the computer all day. It's like, how do I make that interesting? And that's part of the creative challenge that like really keeps me motivated to do these things. Yeah, it just keeps your brain active, and constantly struggling to see how to make something mundane a little bit more interesting is it's a fun challenge to come back to every day. And I definitely believe in having like a good long-term project that you can come back to every single day and just make little bits of progress on. And that's kind of what this is for me right now. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about long-term projects later, but yeah. I mean, as far as motivation goes, that's pretty much it. Documentation, fun, creative challenge, those things. Not to mention the fact that doing all of this like really takes me out of my comfort zone. Being on camera and speaking and hearing my own voice, I've gotten a little bit more used to it now. And then the other thing too is just like holding this giant camera out in front of you in public it's weird. Every vlogger will tell you that it's a weird feeling that you just have to do, and kind of getting over that that's been a challenge. It's been fun. Okay, let's talk about the gear I use. As far as gear goes, I pretty much use the one camera now, just the Fujifilm X-H1 that I just got after breaking my X-T2. Yeah, an assortment of tripods, but 90% of the things that I do are handheld. Every once in a while I'll break out the slider or something to get a kind of creative shot. GoPro for some action shots or like running things, but for the last few runs I brought this big camera with me, so yeah, happy with the quality, but definitely a burden. So GoPro for the small stuff, iPhone for whatever I can't use the GoPro for, and that's about it for gear. I haven't eaten lunch yet. It's almost 3:15. I'm hungry, so before starting these stories, I really only touched my camera every once in a while, and now I use it every day. Very familiar with the buttons, all the menus and settings, and how everything works. I will go back and add to part of the reason I got started doing this is, you know, all the other content creators on YouTube definitely inspire me. You know, consume a lot of YouTube content to really inspire my style, so hopefully it doesn't look like I'm ripping anybody off. Definitely just, you know, trying to find my own thing. It's been a really good learning experience. Like, there's been tons of times where I made mistakes, like wrong color profiles, wrong shutter speed, not recording audio. It's added to that day's problem solving and creative process. You know, it just adds some constraints. Like the days I don't have audio, I have to figure out something to do, or the days I mess up the color profiles, I gotta figure something out. Or even when I broke my camera, there was a week where I didn't have like this nice high quality camera, so I had to, you know, go back to shooting with my iPhone and the GoPro and try to mix that footage together and try to make it look good, and that kind of sparked some other creativity. And I really recommend just using your equipment every single day, because I've been shooting photography for over 10 years and I've never used my camera as much as I have in the last 100 days. I probably shoot anywhere between 80 and 200 different like shots every single day. Since January, I've shot like 6 terabytes worth of video for the vlog, and that's in 1080, so that's a lot. I think that's a lot. Is that a lot? Let me know if you think that's a lot or not a lot. Oh, another thing I have to add is that just the vertical composition in Instagram is such an interesting thing, because most things, especially around cinematography, are in that landscape, you know, letterbox, 16:9. Doing video vertically, it really is a challenge, because you don't have all those same kind of cinematic tropes or things that have been established. So what's after episode 100? Well, tomorrow I'll go back to shooting things vertically, normal Instagram content. For here on YouTube, I'm going to be uploading some race videos, a little bit longer kind of training and racing preparation, that sort of thing. Yeah, and you let me know what you want to see. If you're a long-time watcher of my stories, maybe you want to see some process, camera settings, camera views, like whatever, you let me know. I've got a lot of content in my brain that I'd like to share with you guys, you know. Got to figure out a way to kind of balance the maybe developer stuff with the camera stuff, with the training stuff. I don't know, it's a lot. So do a lot of this for myself, for documentation, like I said, but definitely having you guys watching and commenting or messaging me, it's encouraging to keep going and making the streak continue. So yeah, thanks again. Subscribe on YouTube for those upcoming training and racing videos and tutorials and whatever else is coming down the pipeline. I think what you guys say is smash that like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram. I don't know where links go on YouTube. This is my first YouTube video. Okay, bye.